The real game begins after 40. From childhood you were taught the opposite. You've been taught that the real fun of life is in your 20s, the college fun, the first love, the first job, a young face, a fit body. Hearing all this, you accepted that life's golden period is just this, and this very thinking binds you. You think that after 30, everything is over. No new chances, no new stories, no woman will look at you. But reality is the exact opposite. A man's real life actually begins after 40, because now, the lines on your face are lines of experience. Now your silence is strength, and now your walk has that stability that changes the atmosphere of a room. In your 20s you had passion but no direction. At 40, you have direction, vision, and confidence. Now you don't seek validation from people. Now you don't run to impress anyone. Now you simply exist, and that is enough. A 20-year-old boy tries to get attention, but a 40-year-old man effortlessly commands attention. Because now he knows that whoever wants to stay in his life will stay by their own will, not by pressure. This maturity, this poise, this self-balance is the greatest attraction at any age, be it about women, success, or respect. They all come on their own to the man who has stopped chasing. This is the stage where a boy becomes a man, where the real game begins, because attraction doesn't come from age, it comes from mindset. Most people, by the time they reach 40, assume their time is up. But a real man shatters this thought because attraction never comes from age, it comes from mental energy. When a man understands that he has nothing to prove to anyone, then his silence itself becomes his influence. Now his every step, every word, every glance leaves an impact on people. At 20, you had doubt. At 40, you have clarity. At 20, you sought others' approval. Now you chart your own course, and this very shift makes you rare. Psychology says that when a person starts living for a vision instead of validation, they become an inspiration to others. Now you don't need to pretend. Now you don't need to please everyone. Now you just need to be true to yourself. This is the state where your maturity becomes your identity. Your peace becomes your magnet. Because a real man is most attractive when he is not a slave to his emotions but becomes their master. This is self-restraint, and this is true masculinity. Remember, a man is not the one who speaks the loudest. A man is the one whose silence becomes the answer. Why are women drawn to men in their 40s? Ever noticed? When a woman looks at a 40-year-old man, a deep curiosity arises in her. That attraction doesn't come from a perfume, it comes from maturity. A 20-year-old boy talks to impress, but a 40-year-old man speaks with wisdom, and this difference makes him magnetic. Women are drawn to men who are calm, who don't react to everything, who know how to listen. Psychology says that for a woman, quiet confidence is more attractive than loud dominance. Because a woman doesn't want chaos, she wants stability. She wants someone who remains calm in the storm, who doesn't hide his weakness but knows how to turn it into strength. Such a man carries an invisible aura of security. He makes a woman feel emotionally safe, and this feeling of security sets him apart from everyone else. This isn't flirting. This is an energy. The energy that says, I don't need to prove myself to you. My presence is enough. And this is where real attraction begins, where there is depth, not show, where silence speaks instead of words. Remember, the man who has understood his own life becomes a meaning in someone else's life. The 3 habits that make a man invincible after 40. Age 40 is the turning point where the boy ends and the leader is born. This is the time when life gives you 2 choices, either live in regret or rise with discipline and purpose and show the world who you are. Emotional control. Before, you used to get angry. Now you understand. Before, you used to hate. Now you ignore. Before, your ego drove you. Now your intellect guides you. This very maturity leaves an effect on your face that can't be described in words, only felt. Selective circle. Now you don't try to impress everyone. Now you choose quality relationships. A small, true, and quiet circle. This is your strength. The quieter the circle, the deeper the life. Purpose. Now, the goal comes first, distractions later. In your 20s, you had dreams. Now is the time to realize them. Now the game is not about luxury, it's about legacy. Now the focus is not on show, but on building your empire. These habits make one thing clear. When a man immerses himself in his mission, the world itself makes a way for him. This isn't self-respect, this is self-mastery. And when you reach this state, you don't just become attractive, you become inevitable. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe, like, share, and comment below. Your thoughts encourage the creation of more stories like this. Thank you for listening. Until next time.